If you've just joined us, this is eNCA and I'm Fundo Mabalani. How are the figures looking in the Western Cape? Well, let's get an update from our reporter, Ayesha Ismail. Ayesha, thank you very much for your time. I understand that the IEC just concluded its briefing there in the Western Cape. Can you take us through some of the key points?
Okay, so the way things are standing at the moment in the Western Cape, 60% of the results have now been verified. And what's interesting is that of the 15 municipalities that, with the results that have just come in, there are 12 hung councils. Now, only 3 of the 15 municipalities, there's an outright majority, and the Democratic Alliance won an outright majority in those 3 councils, and those are in the areas, the Berg River, Swartland and Hessequa. So now with these 12 hung councils, this means that coalitions are going to have to be the order of the day. But of course, let's assume that the DA chooses their partners. They're going to have to choose their partners very carefully. But on the other hand, what if the other parties, the smaller parties, gang together against the DA to make up a majority? So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens overnight in terms of the rest of the counting that still needs to take place. As I said, 60% of the results have come in, and just to reiterate again, the 12 hung councils in the Western Cape, with 3 councils or 3 municipalities having an outright majority, and that political party is the Democratic Alliance. Now, we also again heard about low voter turnout yesterday. Last night, during the briefing by the IEC here in the Western Cape, we heard that there was round about a 36% turnout. That number may have changed, and some of the reasons given for that low turnout, as the IEC put it, the weather was a contributing factor, outages as well, and then of course we also heard about cable theft. But what's interesting is that some of the people that I spoke to yesterday when I was out and about speaking to ordinary people, people who were voting, people who decided not to vote, and they were saying the reason why they didn't go and vote was because they simply, they've given up. They say that they weren't going to waste their time to go and vote and decided to stay away. And so I got a sense, and particularly amongst people in poorer communities, that there was a sense of helplessness and hopelessness, and also people not trusting politicians anymore.
No, certainly the common sentiment around the country, but thank you very much. That's our reporter, Ayesha Ismail, out in the Western Cape.